Setting targets can be tricky. How do we come up with targets that ensure we have the best chance of achieving our goals and meeting the standards we set for ourselves? One way we can do this is to write SMART targets. But what are they, and how do we go about setting them? SMART is an acronym which encompasses 5 key elements that all our targets should include to give us the best chance of success. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For a target to be SMART, it must explicitly contain information that addresses all 5 of these attributes. Specific. Your target must outline the specific outcome you want to achieve. The more focused you can make this, the easier it will be to work out the steps you need to take to get there. Measurable. To make your SMART targets measurable, you should include information on how you will gauge your success in achieving them. What will you build into the process to work out whether or not you have been successful? Achievable. To make your SMART targets achievable, you need to outline what you plan to do in order to meet your goal. This should be something you are comfortable is realistic within your time frame with the resources available to you. Relevant. Your SMART targets should be relevant. This means they should be integral to your overarching goals and based on an identifiable need. Making your SMART targets relevant will help you stay focused on the important things. Time-bound. Lastly, your SMART targets should be time-bound. This means you should specifically state a deadline by which you want to have achieved your goal. It is important to remember that any deadlines you set should be realistic. I want to do better in my next assignment. This is very broad, and if you attempted to reach this goal without effective target setting, you probably wouldn't know where to start. So how do we make this SMART? Well, the reality is that to achieve this very broad goal, we would probably need to break it down into multiple SMART targets. Let's look at one possible SMART target that could be developed from this overarching goal. Firstly, we need to come up with a contributing target that is much more specific. This could be based on a number of factors that you have learnt about through your own reflection. It could be that you know you lack confidence in using the university's referencing system. But let's make it more specific than that. Perhaps you want to focus on learning how to reference academic journal articles. This gives us a much more focused goal to aim for. Okay, how will you measure the success in achieving this goal? We need to identify something that's going to let you know how successful you have been in meeting your goal. In this case, you could check your understanding with one of the university's learning development tutors. This will give you the measure of success you need. So, we know what your specific goal is and how you're going to measure your success in achieving it. But how are you going to get there? One way you could work towards this goal is to use the university's Academic Integrity Guide, which contains all the information you need to learn about how to reference academic journal articles. Now we know what you want to achieve, how you're going to measure success, and how you're going to get there. But how do we know this is going to help you? What makes it relevant? In this case, it could be that you've identified the need to improve your referencing of academic journal articles based on feedback you received on your previous assignments. You have used your assignment feedback to identify a relevant development need. The last thing we need to do is identify when you want to achieve this target by. This could be influenced by a number of factors, but if you want to improve your academic writing in time for your next written assignment, you could use this as your deadline. By adding this information, you have identified what makes your SMART target time-bound. So now we've identified the aspects that will make our target SMART, how do we pull this all together into a clear SMART target? To complete your SMART target, you should encapsulate everything in a succinct statement that captures all of the elements of SMART. In this case, that might read, in response to feedback from my last assignment, I will learn how to accurately reference academic journal articles ahead of my next submission. I will do this by consulting the relevant sections of the Academic Integrity Guide and reviewing my next reference list with a learning development tutor. This contains all of the information we have pulled together to ensure our target is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. To set targets that give you the best chance of success, you need to make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. If you do this, you will be able to better formulate a plan that will help you get to where you want to be.